Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today for this yoga session. My name is Colleen. I'm with Shine On Yoga, and I have Samson joining me today. I don't know if Fritz will come here. Fritz, you want to come here and say hi? Come here, Fritz. Come here. So today is Fritz, it's okay. Come here. Come here. You're all right. It's Fritz's 4th birthday today, so he is having a good day so far. We've gone on a car ride. He's gotten some new toys. He's having a good day, but he's more interested in Chi-Cat right now, so we're just going to let him be, do what he wants to do. But today I have a super quick low to the ground practice for you. You don't need any props, but if you'd like some, I would recommend blocks, bolsters, maybe blankets. If you don't have any of those things, don't worry. We'll give you some modifications. So we're going to start out today just in a nice comfortable seat. So go ahead and find what that looks like for you. It might look different than mine, and that's perfectly okay. We're just going to sit up nice and straight, start to breathe, let the day go. Just relax your forehead, loosen through your jaw. Let your shoulders melt down your back, away from those ears. Let your hands grow heavy on your thighs and feel the weight underneath you. And just feel how it is supporting you. If it feels safe in your body, you can close down your eyes. But if it doesn't, just go ahead and soften your gaze. Nice big inhales and exhales. Let go of any to-do list you have. Let go of anything that's happened today. And just take a moment to be present. If you'd like to set an intention, now is a perfect time to do so. So I did pull a card for today's practice, and it is Moth Spirit. Its message is to surrender now. Moth Spirit asks, what is guiding you right now? Are you in alignment with Spirit or pursuing something or someone with so much tenacity that it has become a compulsion or addiction? Are you so intoxicated by a potential relationship or opportunity that you can't think straight? Hard work and dedication are virtues, and love, of course, is a beautiful thing. However, when Moth Spirit appears, it is time to consider if you have gone over the edge in a relentless pursuit. Workaholism, overeating, perfectionism, or addiction to certainty, or even to a person may be your current vice. The form of your addiction does not matter so much as the awareness of the consequences of remaining persistent when moderation is needed. Let go of your excessive energy by channeling it in more than one direction. The fire burns hot, and you do not want to be engulfed by your passion to the exclusion of all the other pursuits that matter to you. Now is a time for surrender and radical acceptance so that your drive does not cause you to flee or to fight. Spirit wants you to release your need for certainty and control so that you can relax into a more balanced way of using your Moth Spirit energy. Banish the shoulds and musts so that you can enjoy what is as you allow for what might be. Go ahead and take a few more big inhales and exhales. Let's take one more big inhale together. Exhale, let it go. If your eyes are still closed, you can open them back up to the room around you. And we are going to start warming up the spine. So we'll go ahead and transition to all fours, coming into a nice tabletop position. Knees underneath hip points, hands underneath your shoulders. Your feet, just the tops of your feet flat onto the mat. Spine nice and straight, head in line with the spine. And we're going to move into a little cat-cow. It is one of my favorites. It's great for spinal health and flexion and just to get it moving and warmed up. If you know what you're doing, you can go ahead and take it away on your own. But if you don't, we're going to go ahead and go through it just kind of slowly. So on your inhale, you're going to drop those lower ribs. Lift your chest, lift your tail, look forward. You're going to feel a nice big stretch in your front body here. As you press away from the mat. This is cow pose. As we exhale, we're going to round through the spine, dropping our tails, dropping our heads, really rounding through the back, feeling a nice big stretch through your back body, coming into cat. So imagine like a black Halloween cat arching its back. Inhale, we'll reverse that action and drop it back down into cow. Exhaling, we'll round back up into cat. Go ahead and do a few rounds just on your own inhales and exhales. And if one of these postures feels really great to you, then go ahead and stay in it for a few breaths. You don't have to move at my tempo. Wherever you're at, go ahead and do one more round. And after you go through your final cat pose, we're going to return it back to our nice tabletop position. Now from here, we're going to warm up our abs a little bit. So not a bunch of ab work, just a little bit. So go ahead and curl your toes under. Really press away from the mat. And on an inhale, we're just going to lift our knees up and hover in a hovering tabletop. Thank you so much for the hearts on the live. We're just going to take a few breaths here. Try and stay really still. You're going to feel your abs turn on, as well as your arms, maybe legs. And when you're ready, go ahead and drop it back down. You can untuck the toes. You can even kick them a little bit. It kind of helps. All right, we're going to do that hovering tabletop just one more time. Let's try it for 30 seconds. Okay, so let's get ready, tuck our toes, and we're going to go now. All right, so 30 seconds. Try and stay still, nice big breaths. And if you have to come out of it, that's perfectly okay. Just come right back into it. We are halfway there. If you're shaking, great, that means you're alive. Embrace it. Just 5 more seconds. You can do anything for 5 seconds. And drop it. Good job. You can come off the wrist for a minute, give your hands a shake. We'll come back to our little tabletop position here. Go ahead and bring your knees as wide as the mat, big toes to touch, nice big inhale, look forward. Exhale, we're going to sink our hips back towards our heels. Walk those fingertips forward, melt your head and your heart to the mat. Extended child's pose. Take a little rest, take some nice big breaths here. We're going to move a little bit after this. After a few breaths, go ahead and look forward. We're going to make our way back up into that tabletop position. If your hands are directly underneath your shoulder here, go ahead and walk them just one handprint in front, just so they're a little ways out. We're going to tuck our toes under, take a nice big inhale here. And on the exhale, let's lift our knees up, but this time we're going to straighten through the legs, press through the hands, let those heels grow heavy as we come into our first downward facing dog. Now, if you'd like, you can walk your dog here, bending one knee and then the other. Take a few breaths here. If you are walking your dog, take a moment just to bring that into stillness so you can really feel that nice stretch through your back body. All right, from here, let's really make sure our left foot is just dug into the mat, connected with the mat. We don't want it sliding around. So make sure you feel nice and steady on that leg. And on an inhale, we're going to lift our right leg up. Keep those right toes dialed down so you don't have to lift it clear up. It can still be in line with your hips here. And on your exhale, let's bend our knee in towards our chest, shift forward, look forward, and then we'll step that right foot in between our hands. You can lower down onto that left knee, and you can keep the toes tucked or untucked, yogi's choice. Your front leg, your right leg, is going to be at a nice 90-degree angle. We want to keep our chest nice and lifted. Pull that right hip crease back, left hip crease forward. As we come into this nice low lunge, feeling a nice stretch through our legs. Breathe here. This is a great pose to use blocks in to bring the ground up to you if you have any issues in this posture. Or if you don't have blocks, you can always just come up a little bit higher and keep your hand resting on your thigh. All right, wherever you're at, let's plant our left palm into the mat. We're going to take our right hand and spin it up towards the sky as we turn towards the inside of our right leg, feeling a nice big twist in our body. Keep breathing here. We'll go ahead and lower that right hand back to the mat. Frame your right foot. We're going to tuck our left toes under, lift that left knee up off the mat. Our right leg will come back to meet our left. We're in our first plank. We only have a couple today. If you would like, you can come down to half plank. That's a little bit better on your body. Either way, make sure your hips aren't coming too far up. Make sure they're not dipping down. One nice straight line. Tail the head. Breathe. And when you're ready, we'll lift our hips up and back. Let those heels grow heavy. Downward facing dog. Take some nice big breaths here. If you'd like to walk your dog, you can. If you'd like to stay in stillness, that's perfectly good too. All right. Let's make sure our right foot is really dug into the mat. We've got side two. So we'll lift those left toes up. Keep the hip dial down towards the mat. Inhale. Exhale, we'll bend forward, shift forward, look forward. And we'll step our left foot in between our palms, coming down onto our right knee. Toes can be tucked or untucked, finding our nice low lunge here, whatever that version looks like for you. When you're ready, we'll plant our right palm down. We'll look towards the inside of our left leg, lifting our left arm up towards the sky, coming into a nice big twist here. Breathe. One more big breath. And exhale, we'll lower that left hand down, framing our left foot. We'll tuck our right toes under, lift our right knee up, and we'll step it back into our plank. This is our final one, so you can try full plank if you'd like, or you can lower to half plank. Take some nice big breaths here. One more big inhale. And on the exhale, we'll lift our hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. right, when you're ready, we'll lower down onto our knees. We'll swing our legs around to one side and we'll come to sit. We're going to get off our hands. We're going to start slowing it down. So once you find your seat, go ahead and let your legs come out in front of you long. Keep them nice and engaged. We're going to sit up nice and straight. And then we're going to take our hands to our sides and just press in the mat. Lifting our chest up a little bit higher, bring those shoulder blades together. Looking forward. Staff pose. Nice big breaths here. This is great for your posture. This is also a great hamstring stretch. Let's take one more big inhale. And exhale, we'll let it go. All right, give it a shake. All right, from here, let's bend our knees. We're gonna try and keep a nice flat back as we inhale, reach up towards the sky. And as you exhale, we're gonna fold in towards our feet. Now maybe you can grab the edges of your feet. That's great. Maybe you can grab your ankles. That's great. Maybe you can grab the back of your calves. Perfect. Maybe you can just come here. That's great too. Choose your positioning. It's okay wherever you land. It doesn't matter. If you're here, holding onto your feet, you can start to work to straighten your legs. And then from here, if you want to go a little farther, you can start to bring your knees or your nose towards your knees. Now, if this is not in your wheelhouse and you have a bolster or blankets, you can use those to bring your legs up to you to kind of bridge that gap while you're still working on flexibility. You'll get there, it just takes practice. I've been doing this for a long time, so. We're just gonna breathe here. This should feel really good in the back of your hamstrings. Oh, give me 1 second here. You guys keep on stretching. I'm going to get rid of this cat. Apparently towards the end of practice, every week she's just going to come in and say hi to you guys. Her and Fritz don't really get along too well, so we are working on that. All right, let's take one more big inhale. And then exhale, we'll go ahead and roll it all the way back up. We're going to come down onto our backs. Keep your knees bent with your feet on the mat. And then walk your feet up towards your hips. From here, really pull your shoulders in together towards your center. Really open up your chest. And then take your chin to your chest, or your chest to your chin and your chin to the sky. So you should have some length in the back of your neck. Hands on the floor next to you. And on your next inhale, we're going to press through those heels. We're going to start to lift our hips up until we're all the way up in a nice bridge pose. Again, keep some length in the back of your neck, so chest to chin, chin to sky. And if this is not great for your body, this is another pose where you can use a block, and you can bring it just under your sacrum, so kind of at the top of your tailbone area. And then you can rest on that, coming into a nice reclined bridge pose. So that's a good option if this isn't quite in your wheelhouse yet. Breathe. Make sure your knees aren't falling out, so keep those knees in. I'll just give it a little extra squeeze. Breathe. And when you're ready, let's lower it all the way back down to the mat. You can go ahead and give your knees a little squeeze. Give yourself a hug. Thank your body. And then from here, just let it all go. You let your legs fall away long, let your hands fall away from you. We're gonna go into our final posture, Shavasana, or the corpse pose. Sam is doing this with us today. He likes a good Shavasana every now and then. If it feels safe in your body, you can close down the eyes. If it's cold where you're at, you can always cover up with a blanket. But just take some time to breathe, to thank yourself and your body for getting some movement in. I am going to go quiet for a moment, but I'll be back shortly to guide you out of this final posture. If you would like to stay in Shavasana, then go ahead and stay as long as time allows. If you need to continue on with your day, then slowly start to deepen your breaths. When you feel ready, begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, bringing some movement back into them. From there, go ahead and place one foot on the mat and then the other. Keeping your knees bent, go ahead and stay there for a moment, breathing. And when you're ready, I invite you to roll over to your favorite side, coming into a little fetal position. Take some nice big breaths there as you start to take in the room around you. And finally, when you're ready, go ahead and return to a nice comfortable seat for you. Bring your head and neck up last. If your eyes are still closed, you can open them back up to the room around you. So I hope you enjoyed that quick kind of energizing practice and you feel a little bit more stretched out, like you got some quick movement in. Sam was with us for Shavasana. That was nice, and he's ending with us today. If you are on the live, I will be back next week with a brand new practice. So if you'd like to follow along, you can follow or subscribe or whatever it is on TikTok. I'm not sure. For those of you watching the replay on YouTube, if you'd like to follow me on TikTok, you can. All the information is in my bio. Those of you on TikTok, I do have a YouTube channel where all of the replays are housed. So if you'd like to come back and do this practice again, or maybe you came in towards the middle of it, you can always go back and watch those there. And that has all the rest of them, so you can see everybody's antics. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Go Chiefs. I'll see you guys next week. Namaste.